Now welcome to FUNNYMATH page. So let's solve these questions as we prepare for the upcoming Bece. Now these are likely examination questions that we don't have to joke with them. So let's go through the scope of these questions and see how we can solve them. Now this is the first one. That's question 1A. A man withdrew a sum of money from the bank. He gave 3/8 of it to his son and 1/4 to his daughter. If he had 600 Ghana cedis left, how much did he take from the bank? So that's going to be question 1A. Let me get my question number here. Now, before we solve this question, this is what you're supposed to know. When it comes to fractions, the total fraction is always going to be 1. So in this case, the amount that the man withdrew from the bank in terms of fraction is equal to 1. That is what you're supposed to know. Now, we have to get, the total fraction spent. Then we know the fraction left. And then we continue from there. So now, it was given the question that 3/8 of the money was given to the son and 1/4 to the daughter. So this means that the total fraction, spent. So let me get that one here. Total fraction spent. So that is equal to the fraction given to the son, and that is going to be 3/8, and the fraction, added to the fraction given to the daughter, that is 1/4. So we can find the LCM, and the LCM is going to be 8. Now, 8 goes into 8 one time, and times 3, we're going to get 3 here, plus 4 goes into 8 2 times 1 is going to be 2. So we're going to get, 5/8. So that's the total fraction spent. On the son and also the daughter. Now let's say something. There was a connection or a connector given in the question, and this is a connector. I always call this one a connector because we're going to connect this one with a fraction to get the amount that he withdrew from the bank. Now they are saying that if he had 600 Ghana cedis left, the keyword is that, this is the amount left. That's the keyword, left. So we know the actual amount left, but we don't know the fraction left. Now this is what you're supposed to know. This fraction left is equal to the actual amount left. So we are going to use a proportion for this one. But before then, let's relax and find the fraction left. Once we know the fraction spent, we can just get the fraction left by subtracting by the total fraction, which is 1. So let me get that one here. The fraction left. So that is equal to the total fraction, which is 1, minus the fraction spent. And that is obviously going to be 5/8. So we are subtracting this one from 1. Now, you can take this one to be 1 out of 1, so that you know that they are all fractions. So, again, we have to find the LCM. And the LCM for 1 and 8 is obviously going to be, 8. So now, 1 goes into 8. 8 times 1 is going to be 8. Minus 8 goes into 8. 1 times 5 is going to be 5. So when you subtract 5 from 8, we're going to get 3. So we have 3/8. So that's the fraction left. So this is what I wanted to say. This fraction left, which is 3/8, is equal to the amount left. You have to know that. So this fraction is proportional to this one. So we can connect this 3/8 to 600 Ghana cedis to get the total amount of money. So now that we know this one, let's go ahead and find the amount that he withdrew from the bank. So like I was saying, 3/8 is equal to 600 Ghana cedis. 600 Ghana cedis. We can forget about the 0.00. After that, you bring it at the end of everything. So now, we have seen that 3/8 is equal to 600 Ghana cedis. So if 3/8 is equal to 600 Ghana cedis, then 1 will be equal to what? I1. 1 is the total amount of money that was withdrawn from the bank in terms of fraction. So if 3/8 is 600 Ghana cedis, then 1 will be equal to what? So you can use a letter, x for that. Now, what do? We can do cross multiplication, and that's going to be x multiplying this one and 1 also multiplying this one. So that will give me 3x/8 equal to, 1 times 600, that's going to be 600. So at this point, what do we do again? We can just multiply, through by the LCM, or we can do another cross multiplication. This is also over 1, so we can do another cross multiplication, or we just multiply through by the LCM. So anyway, we're going to get the same answer. So that will give me 3x equal to 8 times 600. So what do we do to find x? We just have to divide here by 3, the whole of here 2 by 3. So as you can see, 3 can go into 6. So 3 here 1 goes into 6 2 times. Don't forget that this 3 also cancel this 3. So we have x left here equal to 8 times 200. And now 8 times 2 is going to be 16. You just bring these two zeros. Don't forget to attach the unit to it. I mean the Ghana cedis. So that's going to be 1,600 Ghana cedis. Here you can bring the 0.00. That is a 0 pesos. So that was the amount. The man withdrew from the bank. So the man withdrew 1,600 Ghana cedis from the bank. I hope you've understood this one. So let's move on to the next question. Let's get the next question. That is question 1B solved here. Now let's read the question. The perimeter of a rectangular plot whose length is 2x plus 5 meters and width is x minus 10 meters is 80. So what you have to know is that the perimeter is equal to 80 meters. The length was also given as a binomial, that is 2x plus 5 meters, and the width was also given to be another binomial, x minus 10 meters. So that is what we are supposed to know. Now we have to find the value of x here. That is x. We have x in the length. We also have half x in the width. So how do we combine this information given with the perimeter to find the value of x? Now if you didn't know, this is a rectangle. Let's get this rough rectangle. We know that whenever you take a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So this side is equal to this side, and that's going to be the width. So here is x minus 10 meters, and here too, this side is also equal to this side. So let me take this side to be the length, that is 2x plus 5 meters. So that is what you're supposed to know. So that's a rectangle. Now the perimeter has been given. What is the perimeter? The perimeter of a rectangle is the total distance around the rectangle. So when you add these lengths, we are supposed to get 80. Now if we don't know the formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle, we can just use the traditional method, that is adding all the 4 sides, then we equate it to the perimeter. That is a normal way to do it. You can also use the formula, and the formula, if you don't know, the perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2L plus 2W. That is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. That is easy because opposite sides are equal. So you take this side, you multiply by 2, you get the sum of this side and that of this side. And the same thing happens to the width. So you can use this formula, and that will give you a simple way or a shortcut to get the answer. So now let me use the formula here. So we know that the perimeter is 80. So where we see P, we just write 80. So that's going to be substitution. That's equal to 2 times the length, and the length has been given to be 2x plus 5. Always don't forget to put in brackets, because they are binomials. If you write it like this, 2 times 2x plus 5, you are wrong. Even though in terms of saying it, they are the same, but mathematically they are not the same. So these two should multiply everything in the bracket, but when you do it like this, it means the 2 is multiplying only 2x, which is wrong. So take note of that. So now let's move on. So we have 2 multiplying the length, and I've done that one here, plus 2 multiplying the width. The width is also x minus 10, another binomial. So we have times x minus 10. Here we can expand the bracket so that we can do away with the bracket. So we have 80 equal to 2 should be multiplied by everything in the bracket. So we have 2x, that will give me 4x. 2 times 5 is 10. So you multiply these two by the terms in this bracket too. So 2 times x, that will give me 2x, and 2 times neg 10, to give me negative 20. So this is what we have. Now we can group like terms on this side. So we have 4x, plus 2x, they are like terms. Now plus 10 minus 20. We can still simplify. 4x plus 2x will give me 6x. Now 10 minus 20, that's going to be negative 10. So how do we do this? We can just take this 10 to the side so that we get 80 plus 10 equal to 6x. And that will give me 90 equal to 6x. So to find the value of x, we just have to divide here by 6, here 2 by 6. So 6 will just cancel this 6. Now, 6 can also go into 90 15 times. So we have 15 equal to x. So that is how we can find the value of x. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is saying that we should find the area of the plot. That's an interesting question. Now let's get that one here. Now we know that the area of a rectangle is equal to the length times the breadth or the width. So in this case, we're using the width because that was mentioned in the question. But we know that the length is equal to, 2x plus 5 as given in the question. Now that we know the value of x, we can find the actual, value representing the length. So that's going to be the length equal to 2 times, 15 plus 5. So I've just done substitutions here. So whatever I saw x, I just, replace with 15 because x is 15. So that's going to be L equal to 2 times 15 is 30 plus 15. That will give me 45 meters. Now we can also find the width. The width, as given in the question, is x minus 10. So now that we know that x is equal to 15, we just have to replace 15 here, now minus 10. So the width is also equal to 5 meters. So we have everything needed to find the area of this rectangle. So let's find the area. So this implies that the area of the rectangle is equal to 45 times 5, and that will give me 225 meters squared. So that's the area of the rectangle or of the plot. Now let's get this question. We have to find the cost of reading the plot at 5 Ghana cedis per meter square. Let's get the last one here. The last one for the B, that is 1B I. The cost of reading the plot at 5 Ghana cedis per meters square. So now, how do we get that one? So what we have to know is that we are going to read the whole plot. Meanwhile, 1 meter square is going to be 5 Ghana cedis. Remember that the whole of this, area is 225 meters square. So I'm just going to create a proportion here. So 1 meter square is equal to, 5 Ghana cedis. So if that's the case, then 225 meters square will be equal to what? So you can use proportion for this one. So we have 1 times x, that's going to be x equal to, 225 times 5. So when you multiply, so that will give us, 1,125 Ghana cedis. So that is the amount that you're supposed to pay to read the whole of, this plot. So let's get our next question. That is 1C. So this is the expression that we're going to, evaluate. So first of all, we have to change all the mixed fractions to improper fractions. So let me do that here right now. So 3 times 3 is going to be 9 plus 1 is going to be 10. So you have 10 on 3 minus this one is going to be 13 on 5. Now multiplying, 6 times 5 is 30, so we have 31 on 5 minus 14 on 3. I hope you're not confused here. So now we have to subtract, we have to simplify the content in each bracket, and now we are subtracting. So let me get the first one. So the LCM is going to be 15 for 3 and 5. So we have 15 here. Don't forget that we are multiplying everything that we get. So now 3 goes into 15 5 times 10. That's going to be 50. Minus 5 goes into 15 3 times 13. We have 39. We come to the next fraction. Now we can find the LCM. That's going to be 15 once again, because the denominators are 5 and 3. So 5 goes into 15 3 times 31. We have 93. Minus 3 goes into 15 5 times 14. We have 70. So let's simplify. 15 minus 39, that's going to be 11. So we have 11 on 15. Don't forget that you have to multiply. So 93 minus 70, we're going to get, that's going to be 23 on 15. You can't simplify these, so you have to multiply them. So we have 11 times 23. So that's going to give me 253 here out of 15 times 15, and that'll give me 225. So we change it to, mixed fractions. We're going to get one whole number, 28 out of 225. So let's get the last, two questions solved here. So that's going to be question 1di. And this is the expression we have to solve. 5x minus 6 on 3x plus 2. And that is equal to 2 and 3. We can do cross multiplication in this case. So the 3 will multiply this one, and 2 is to multiply this one. So that's going to be 3 multiplying. Remember, this is a binomial, so it should be kept in bracket. So 3 multiplying 5x minus 6, and that is equal to 2 also multiplying another binomial, 3x plus 2. Now we can expand to remove our bracket. So 3 times 5x, we have 15x. Now 3 times negative 6, we have negative 18. And that is equal to 2 times 3x is going to be 6x. And 2 times 2 is going to be 4. So now we can take the 6x to this side, so that we get 15x minus 6x equal to, we can also bring this one here. So that's going to be 4. So we have 4 plus 18. So you should know why we have 18 but not minus 18. We've just taken this one to this side. So now 15 minus 6, that's going to be 11. So we have 11x equal to, 4 plus 18, that's going to be 22. We divide here by 11, here 2 by 11. So this one will cancel. So x is equal to, 11 can go into itself 1, goes into 22 too. So x is equal to 2. That's very, very easy. So let's come to the last question. So the last question is here. That is question 1dii. And we have 3m minus into bracket m plus 1 equal to 6m plus 1. So the first step is to remove the bracket. Now we have to be very, very careful with this particular question, because in this bracket we don't have any number in front of it. But you know that this is 1. We don't write 1, but there is a 1 there. So that means that we're going to get, 3m. Now remember, this is negative 1 because this negative sign is, affecting the 1. So to remove the bracket, we have to multiply this negative 1 by the terms in the bracket. So negative 1 times m, we have negative m. And negative 1 times 1, we're going to get negative 1. And that is equal to 6m plus 1. So now we can simplify this, guys. 3m minus m, that will give me 2m minus 1 equal to 6m plus 1. So I can just, take this 6m here and also bring this one here. So I'm going to get 2m minus 6m, and that is equal to 1 plus 1. Remember, the next sign, the negative sign will become positive. And this one too is going to be minus. So you have negative 4m equal to, 2. That is 1 plus 1. We divide here by negative 4, here 2 by negative 4. So they will all cancel out. We have m equal to, 2 here, 1. 2 goes into this, 2. So you're going to get negative 1 on 2. So that is how we can find the value of m.